It was 12:47 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. Not a dramatic day, not a day I expected anything. I was heating up lunch, half watching some show I don't even remember now, when I heard it. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Not aggressive, not desperate, almost polite, like someone knocking who wasn't sure they had the right house. I walked to the front door, looked through the peephole, nothing. Opened it anyway. And there she was, sitting on my porch step like she'd been waiting her whole life for this exact moment. Gray and silver, spotted like something wild, green eyes cutting straight through me. Not scared, not running, just looking up at me with this expression that said, "Took you long enough." I stood there in my socks, lunch getting cold behind me, completely unprepared for what I was feeling. Because here's the thing nobody tells you about the moment a stray chooses your door. It doesn't feel random. It feels like something, like the universe quietly cleared its throat and said, "Pay attention." I crouched down slowly. She didn't flinch. Most strays bolt the second you move toward them. This one tilted her head, studied my face like she was deciding something important, then took one careful step forward, then another. She sniffed my hand for a long time, like she was reading a whole history there. Then she looked up at me again. I went inside, grabbed some leftover chicken, came back. She was still there. I set the plate down, stepped back, waited. She walked to it and ate with the quiet dignity of a cat who was hungry, but wasn't going to let you know how hungry. That controlled, almost proud way of eating, like she had standards even now. Like hunger was just a minor inconvenience, not a reason to abandon herself. If you've ever had a moment where an animal just picked you, you know what I mean when I say something shifted. If stories like this hit you in a way you can't explain, subscribe right now, because this one goes somewhere you won't expect. She finished, sat back, licked her paw twice, and looked at me like, "So, what happens now?" I didn't let her inside that first day. I set up a small shelter on the porch, a box, an old blanket, a bowl of water. She watched me build it, then walked over, sniffed the blanket, circled twice, and lay down. Like she had already decided this was temporary anyway, like she had bigger plans. I posted her photo online, sent it to every local shelter group, found her at my door, spotted gray cat, green eyes, no collar. Anyone missing her? Nobody came forward. 3 days passed. She was on my porch every morning when I woke up, every afternoon when I got home, every night when I locked up. Just there, patient, present. By day 4, I stopped pretending I wasn't already attached. The vet said she was around 8 or 9 months old, healthy but underweight, clearly domesticated at some point, she told me. But she's not feral. She knows people. She chose you deliberately. That last part hit different. She chose me deliberately. I drove home slower than usual, thinking about that. About how many doors she could have scratched, how many porches she passed. Why mine? Why Tuesday? Why 12:47 in the afternoon? Some people believe animals find exactly who they're supposed to find. Others say it's just survival instinct, luck, proximity. Drop a comment. Which one do you believe? Because what I'm about to tell you might change your answer. The first week inside was hers. She explored every room with the focused intensity of someone conducting a professional inspection, approved the window above the kitchen sink, claimed the armchair by the bookshelf, decided the couch was acceptable for supervised visits only. The spotted pattern on her coat caught the light differently depending on where she sat. In the afternoon sun, she looked almost wild, like something that belonged in tall grass. In the low lamplight at night, she looked ancient and calm. I named her Storm
because that's what she felt like when she arrived. Something that came in quietly and rearranged everything. Week 3, she slept at the foot of my bed for the first time. I didn't move for 2 hours, barely breathed. Like if I acknowledged it too directly, she'd change her mind. She didn't. By week 4, she was pressed against my legs every night, purring this low, steady sound that made the whole room feel different, safer, fuller, like a frequency I hadn't known I was missing. I'd lay there in the dark listening to it, thinking about how a sound that small could make a space feel that complete. That's the thing about animals that rescue you back. They don't just fill space. They change the sound of a room. They change how a house feels at 2 a.m. If you know what I mean, you already have one. If you don't know what I mean yet, maybe you're one Tuesday afternoon away from understanding. 6 weeks in, I caught her doing something that stopped me cold. She'd gone quiet, which, with Storm, means something. I looked over and she was at the front door, sitting, perfectly still, facing it. Not scratching, not meowing, just watching the door with that calm, unreadable expression she'd had the first day on my porch. I thought about Tuesday, about the scratch, about how I almost didn't answer because I figured it was a delivery. I almost didn't answer. And I sat there watching her watch that door, thinking about all the doors she might have tried before mine, all the moments that had to line up exactly right for her to be sitting in this house, in this armchair, with this specific person who needed something they couldn't name. She's been here 4 months now. She meets me at the door every single day, supervises my cooking with genuine concern, judges my video calls from a distance, demands breakfast at 6:15 a.m. with zero apology and full expectation of compliance. She is, without question, the most confident creature I have ever shared a space with. And some mornings, when the light is right and she's stretched across the windowsill in that way she has, I still think about that Tuesday, that knock, that moment I opened the door and found something I didn't know I was missing. Here's what I keep coming back to. She scratched at other doors before mine. She had to. You don't survive alone at 8 months without persistence. So what made her stop at mine? Was it something in the sound of the house? Something she sensed? Some signal I wasn't even aware I was putting out? Or is it just simpler than that? Is it just that she scratched and I answered? So here's what I want to ask you. If you heard that sound right now, a quiet scratching at your front door, midday, no reason, would you open it? Or would you wait for it to stop? Because sometimes the thing that changes everything doesn't announce itself. It just softly scratches and waits to see if you're the kind of person who opens the door.